Hi everyone, welcome to the Sanctum. This is AL, and today we're doing by Jade Sky the Eternal Crystals Oracle deck. So I want to tell you that because I do have another crystal oracle deck, I've been wanting this one as comparison. I also wanted this one because I love my other oracle deck like Something Fierce. I have a couple different oracle decks that are crystal. I have one that's an intention deck, and it's not for doing really a lot of predictions or using for things. It's more of a daily meditation oracle. The deck that I have from Rockpool is an awesome oracle deck, and I probably use it more than most people realize. This deck is actually smaller in size and scope. This is also by Blue Angel, by the way, so of course it's got the awesome box. This book is like teeny tiny thin, but here's the reason why. When Jade introduces it, she gives you how to prepare your deck, how to use the cards. She is the Heart of the Matter layout, which is a 1-card pull. Past, present, future. Diamonds in the future layout, which, by the way, that looks so awesome to try. And then she talks about the card messages. It's black and white, just like pretty much all decks are nowadays. And then she gives a little bit more detail on each of the deck cards. So, but it's interesting. So there's just a little bit of information more on there, and then of course there's a little bit regarding her, the artist, which is Jane Marin. Which, by the way, Jane Marin, you rock. Jade is awesome, but Jane Marin, when I show you these cards, you're gonna see why I think Jane Marin rocks. And then some of the other decks that are out there. So I wanted to go over and show you these cards, because Jane Marin took the heart of each stone. Like, this is fluorite. Now look up close at this fluorite stone. Now look at this part of the card. Look at that. This is apophyllite. Look at that. Tiger eye. Aquamarine. Look at that. Lapis lazuli. Oh. Pipestone, which is also Selenite. Peridot. Seraphinite. Look at Selenite. Look at the way the Selenite looks. I mean, and the nice thing is there's an overlay that goes on each of these cards. It's very subtle. You don't notice it as much, but on this card you can tell that there is like a person in a yoga position. Labradorite. And you can tell like right here it's a lotus. Kunzite. That's like one of the best pieces of kunzite, a gemmy version. Larimar, which by the way I don't have a piece of Larimar, and I'm so freaking jealous. And no silver. I didn't get the Larimar necklace after all. I got the headphones. Ah! Malachite. Saracite. Jade. Amethyst. And this piece of amethyst is unfreaking believable. I love it. Blue lace agate. And see, notice the design in it. I mean, this is what I'm telling you. This is awesome. Now, this is bloodstone. Now, I have been addicted to bloodstone lately. I blame Belle Wen. She is guilty, because she has this. If you look on her website and on her videos, she had a Benabel video. It's basically a practicum. And in this practicum, she talks about using bloodstone to help for shielding and for defense. And I started doing it and working with it. And I realized that I didn't have enough bloodstone that I wanted to use it for family and friends. So I went on a buying spree, and I bought like 4 before the end of the year last year and gave them out for the new year. And then I bought like 7 more. And I have some arriving like in the next few days. And I'm like, and I took to Twitter and I was like, you know you're in trouble and you're addicted when, and Benabel's the cause when you've gone and bought 5 more bloodstones because of Benabel win. So yeah, but this is the bloodstone card. Look at how beautiful it is, because bloodstone comes usually in times of green and red, depending on what type of bloodstone you get. It's heliotrope. Now, some come all green, some come green and red, but some have also hints of blue in it. So seeing this version that has both, it is like amazing to see, especially at this level of depth. So I think it's one of my favorite cards. Labradorite, which is actually a favorite card. I actually have small stones of Labradorite. I actually ordered a couple of bigger stones. I can't wait to work with it. Untitled, which I do have. Small stones, so getting bigger ones, and I love that in cut in for that. Okanite, which I do not have any, and so this is awesome. It's like a fuzzy stone. I love it. Moonstone, which I have a couple, and I would love to get some more. Especially at that level. That's a gem grade level. Gem grade level Moonstone is expensive as shit to get. I mean, we're talking like that one piece, if it, depending on the carat tone, you're talking a good $100. And that's probably tiny. We're talking like maybe 8 millimeter. So yeah, zebra stone, clear quartz. I love quartz. Turquoise is awesome. It's also very rare. A lot of times we get halite dyed as turquoise, which is called turquoise. But pure turquoise, real turquoise, especially American turquoise, is difficult to get a hold of, and it is expensive as all get out. If you have old turquoise that you've inherited, hold on to that. Do not sell it, because it is a great deal worth a great deal of money. I have 2 pieces of turquoise that I have inherited. That is actually, one piece is actually from a Native American tribe. I bought it when I was 9, and I had given it to my grandmother for her birthday. It was a ring, and when my grandma passed away, I went to my mom, and so when my mom passed away, it came back to me. And it was interesting because I remember when I bought it, I asked the person there if they would give their blessings to the ring for my grandma. And I don't remember why I asked it, but I just remember I asked it. And it was interesting because I remember my mom looked at me funny, and the older man behind the counter smiled, and he had said something. And he afterwards sat there and he blessed the ring for me. He did a little ceremony, had lit some sage and did this little thing did a little ceremony for me for the ring, put the ring through the smoke, blessed me, and had told me that it was an honor to be able to do that. Well, when I got the ring back from when my mom passed away, I put the ring on, and it was interesting. I could feel it tie back from my mom to my grandma, to the stone itself, and basically to the land. And it felt very interesting being able to work with it. It was a very interesting time. And so for me, turquoise is a very special stone. It's a stone, like I said, it's a balanced stone, and it makes you feel more in tune with things, and so it's important. Obsidian, now look at that. It's so black, but because it's glass, because it's volcanic glass, it also has that bright, like deep purple within it. Carnelian. I used to hate this stone. hate admitting this. Okay, you have to understand, this was like one of the very first stones I ever got to work with my mom. And so I used to hate it because she would give me the orangey red ones, and I hate orange because I look bad in orange. I look like a pumpkin. So what's funny is now I have carnelian, and I actually like it. But yeah, growing up, nah, it was not my stone. Iolite. I love iolite. And I love how they use some of the gemmier versions of these stones. So I feel like I have been so blessed by this. It's amazing. Tourmaline. Notice it has black tourmaline and then it has the blue tourmaline with it. Again, amazing. The designs too. Citrine. Zincite. Cinnabar. Now, I have Cinnabrite, which has Cinnabar in it, which is in a skolite thing, skolite or a setting around it. So this is awesome because I don't have pure Cinnabar. Pure Cinnabar is actually not easy for anybody to handle because of the way it, it can be kind of toxic depending on how you handle it and what kind of Cinnabar, where the Cinnabar's from. Ruby. Gemmy Prehnite. Okay, so I have some really great prehnite, and then I have prehnite that's not as gemmy. Now my gemmy prehnite is freaking the bomb diggity. And I have prehnite that has epidote in it, and some of them are really gemmy, and I'm like, I love you, you will never leave me. Chastolite, which has the cross, which is one of the biggest foundations for that. Rose quartz, see all the heartsies. Ooh, hematite. Look at that, or how it comes out of there. That's awesome. Rutilated quartz. Now this is actually gold rutilated quartz because it has the gold streaks within it. Now there's also rutilated quartz, tourmalated quartz, which has tourmaline in it. This is dioptase, which I would love to have some. It is expensive. I want it. I want it. I want it. I love that coloring because it's teal, people. Teal. Get with the program. I'm a teal junkie. Teal and purple. Teal and purple. Garnet. I actually have some garnets. Green aventurine. Angelite, which I do have. Calcite. And fuchsite, which I don't have right now, but I'm getting ruby and fuchsite, so that should be fun. So one of the things about this deck is, one, it's a little bit smaller than the deck I have. Card wise, it's almost about the same size, maybe a little bit smaller, which is nice because it's a little bit easier to riffle shuffle. And riffle shuffle it does, people. Ooh, fuchsite come back. The interesting part about this deck being able to riffle shuffle, and by the way, you missed it. I got a delivery. I got new decks. Lots of new decks to review, including a couple of Colette Baron Reed ones. I like the fact that this one comes in a smaller box, so I can just take the whole box with me if I wanted to, or put it into my little velvet pouch. I love the fact that this whole card is nothing but what it is. It basically is self-explanatory, so I don't even have to take the book unless I want to go a bit more in depth. So for me, this is really truly a beautiful moment here. So we're gonna do a small little reading. 4 cards. See what's in store. Things we got to work on. One of the things about using and working with stones is more about you personally, things you want to deal with, build up with, work on to get better. So we're going to see what we need to do. Okay. Yeah, of course carnelian shows up because I had to like bitch about it. So one of the things we need to work on is our self-confidence. So some of us out there are like lacking in the self-confidence department. That might be me. Hey, I'm a little bit lacking. You should see me at work. I have my moments. Some of it's bravado versus self-confidence. Bravado is a whole separate trait in itself. Haematite, mental strength. It is the root chakra. So mental strength is different than regular strength. Mental strength is knowing that you're not going to break when things go bad. You're going to have the strength not to go into a depression. You're going to have the strength to survive what you have to survive and not have to pull away. It is basically grounding yourself so you are strong enough to deal with everything you need to deal with, and not going, oh my god, I can't cope with anything else or anybody else or whatever, because all of a sudden yeah, no. That's what Haematite's telling you. Look, ground yourself. You can handle anything and everyone. You've got to learn to balance yourself and stop over-focusing on any one thing. It's taking up too much. When you focus on any one thing, you drop everything else. So you're basically, at this point, you're falling behind on everything else because you're being super focused to the exclusion of all else. And then when you look around, everything else is falling to pieces because you're dropping the ball, bottom line. So the idea here is that you have to have the mental strength and temerity, the self-confidence to know that you can apportion of each part of your day, a checklist, if you will, of I'm going to get these 4 things done, give myself a break, and then go back and finish the day by doing these 2 tasks. And it could be stupid stuff, little stuff, but it makes you balance out more so you don't forget anything. Labradorite, trust, third eye chakra. You need to learn to start trusting better, trusting more. Not everybody's out to kill you, harm you, or basically betray you. Get over it. So, one of the things I've told a friend of mine, and no, it's not who you think it is, person, who you think it's about. It ain't you. This is actually a friend of mine from before. It's not all about you. And trusting doesn't mean that they're trying to kill you. They're not trying to outdo you. It's not about you being betrayed all the time. Because honestly, not everybody's out to betray you. You're not that goddamn important. So, and oh yeah, trust me, when it comes to some of my close friends, some have to be handled with kids' gloves, and other people I can be realistic to a point where it's like, oh, fuck off, this is stupid. Come on, get real. This person is one of those people, and she has trust issues, and her trust issues are fairly thing, but she also has where she gets, I don't know, I love her to death, but there are moments where I'm like, where the hell did this come from? Really? Did you watch something recently that just triggered you? Because this is stupidity and you know it. Knock it off. Trust issues happen for reasons. You've been abused. You had a bad relationship. But you know what? You work on them and you get better. If you refuse to trust again, or you say, oh, I'll never trust like that again, well, of course you're not. Because you're not letting yourself learn from their mistake and learning how to trust the right people. You're not learning how to do the right thing. Trust is something you have to learn to do. You instinctively trusted people when you were a kid. And anybody who says you didn't, you're lying. Kids trust until they're taught not to. Just like kids do not hate until they're taught not to. They're taught to hate. Kids instinctively love and trust. It's wired into the way they are. We're taught not to trust. We're taught to hate. This is telling you need to start learning how to trust again. So get over the nonsense and learn that sometimes it's okay to trust. It's learning how to trust, and this is what this is telling you. Get the mental strength up because you got to learn how to trust again. This is what your life is requiring you to lead you forward. It's going to help your self-confidence. Oh my God, could you get any better cards than this? How do I know? Courage! Dun, 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 dun. Aquamarine. So, oh, and if I remember, isn't Aquamarine the Pisces card? I think it is. I think that's why my sister hates this card. Because I think my sister wanted the amethyst. But she's stuck with Aquamarine. I believe that's correct. So, for you Pisces out here, obviously, this reading may be for you. Oh, I'm still going to be kicked by somebody I know. You know what? Let her kick me. I don't care. I can take it. I'm a Virgo. I am her opposite, yet but yet at the same time her compliment. I can do it. You gotta have courage. You gotta have trust. You gotta be able to be mentally strong to grow. Because it takes courage to trust. It takes courage to grow. It takes courage to be able to be self-confident. Red and blue make purple. Put all the colors together, you get black. Dude, it's a color smorgasbord. Excellent. So, this is what it is. And honestly, if you carry these colors, you're going to actually be quite well off in balancing yourself, too. You're looking at a root and sacral chakra, a throat chakra, third eye and crown chakra. So you're looking at overall, you're going to be carrying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chakras. So the only one you're missing really is the heart chakra. And they're saying that your heart chakra is already in the right place. So if your heart's already in the right place, then what are you waiting for? If you won't stand up, then what are you willing to fall for? So it's time to grow. So this is the Internal Crystals card deck. I love it. It is a 7 out of 7 chakras. Simple, easy. I love the portability. I recommend this deck highly. Anybody who loves crystals, anybody who likes working with crystals or has some crystals but wants some more of the specialized crystals that are in this deck, I would highly get this deck in a heartbeat. Okay? Until next time, Bendithian.